Happy Memorial Day.
Same to you. What's up? We are live this time. What are we doing live?
This is good. This is good. We need to do this more.
Do more live?
We need to get our groupies involved. You know, the 20 people that we know will join us no matter what.
I was going to say less than 20, but
it's dropping as we start. So it's went from 20 to 15 here.
Yeah. We are live tonight, and welcome back, Ty. You missed last week.
Yeah.
You were not missed last week, but we just kidding. Andy did fill in for you admirably.
Yeah. What's up, Grant? Spurs cards.
Frank's waiting patiently. I'm a groupie for sure.
Yes, you are. Totally a groupie. We have a lot of good topics to talk about tonight.
We do.
Like a lot of pretty tasty topics. A couple I don't even know if we should talk about, but we might.
How was your long weekend?
It's good. So we were at some friend's house today. Way up, like totally. I told you I was off grid. Like I was totally off grid. It was solar panel central up here. We're 5 miles up a mountain, and like 2 miles into the drive, you see "Welcome to Grizzly Bear Country," and it's like, don't drive off the road, don't walk off the road. It's grizzly bears. Well, we're eating lunch today, and the guy we're with, he's some friends from school. He's like, "Hey, just FYI, this is bear meat. Are you okay with that?" We're like, "Yeah, totally, we're okay with that," but we don't tell our kids. And so it looks like, it's ground meat, right? So it's ground up. We're grilling it and stuff, and we're all eating hamburgers. All the girls are like, "Man, this is good." My girls don't even like hamburger that much. And we get done and we're like, "Do you guys really like those hamburgers?" And they're like, "Yeah, we'll take some more." And I'm like, that was bear, right? They're like, "What? You just said bear meat?" And one of my girls is almost like puking in her mouth.
Which one?
It's all perception. Which one do you think?
Ellie. Not Amira.
Yeah, it was Ellie. Ellie's very sensitive.
Okay.
Hilarious. So we had bear meat.
Casey probably didn't even care.
Casey didn't even care. Nope.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What about your day?
Well, I did a lot. I went to the ranch for a couple days, Thursday and Friday. I made it an extra long weekend. So we did some chasing cardboard shooting on, what day was that? Thursday, I guess. Went out to Abilene, and I can't wait for everybody to see it. It was not even the collection itself, although that was cool. It was what we did on the way. We went here. We went to Woody's Museum in Cross Plains, Texas. Can't wait for you guys to see that. It was awesome. And then Saturday, went out to a friend's lake house and spent a couple days there. And today, just chilling out a little bit. I've already watched I watched both episodes of Obi-Wan, which is really good. I hadn't watched that yet. So glad to catch up on that. And then starting Stranger Things, to binge the new season of Stranger Things. So, yeah.
Life of a empty nester.
Yes, totally. Yeah. I like
Crazy
buffalo.
Kev coming out with I
like venison too.
Do they sell venison in stores where you're at? Like, can you buy? Okay.
And I bought venison sausage today at Sam's. Like, you can buy it like regular.
So is it just deer venison for you, or do they consider like elk venison?
No, it's deer.
Okay.
I heard that the new Top Gun was terrible, by the way.
What? I've heard it's insanely good.
I heard if you've seen the first one, you've seen this one. Like,
oh, well, I love the first one, so.
Me too.
Yeah.
I feel the need.
Heck yeah.
The need for sports cards. All right. What are we going to talk about tonight? Nobody wants to hear about our weekends.
Yeah, not as good as the first one, says Sean. All right, interesting. Well, we'll take some topics from you guys here in a second, but we have a couple big topics we want to cover. I want to cover one of my personal topics real quick, and I'd love to know what you guys think about this. But I have 4 or 5 cards that I would say will probably sell for $5,000 or more each, but it's time for me to sell them. And I'm debating going through an auction house for the first time. So I've reached out to Heritage and a couple others. what has your experience been with auction houses, and which one do I go with? I'd love to know your opinion on that, Mike, and then people watching.
You'll have to talk about that in a second. Don't forget to answer Abel's question.
Yes.
I have bought from auction houses for over a decade. Okay. And have had nothing but great experiences. And from probably 7 or 8 total different ones, including Heritage. I like Heritage because they're here, so I can just drive. I drove over and picked up my stuff, literally, because I didn't want him mailing it. It was too I didn't want him to mail it. Let's just put it that way. And then, but I've had REA and God, there's so many. I have them separated in my web browser so that I can find them quickly and just go through them. But the truth is they're great. It used to be you could get better deals. I think more and more people know about them in the hobby, and therefore you just find less deals than you used to, which is good for you as a seller, right? More and more people are cognizant, aware of the auctions and what they're happening.
Is there a auction house that the hobby has anointed as the one? Because I don't feel like REA you feel like is anointed as the one.
100%.
Really? Okay.
They have the best stuff.
Here you go. Ultra modern, golden, vintage, and Frank would know.
He would. And Frank and I remember the days when you could go to, I used to get tons. The reason I have so many Hall of Fame autographs is because I'd go and I'd buy a giant lot and I'd really only need 1 or 2 of the autos, but it was so cheap on a per auto basis that I just, okay, I'll take them all. You know, it wasn't that I wanted them all necessarily. That's actually a good question. No, there's not a cost savings. There's a buyer's premium and a seller's premium. The reason they send you all those fancy catalogs is because it costs money, and none of it's, it costs both sides. It costs typically the buyer. Again, I've never sold anything, so I only know from a buyer standpoint, I'm paying a 20 to 25% buyer's premium. See, even Rick agrees REA has the best stuff.
Yeah, I need to check out REA. I've already been unimpressed with Heritage, so REA.
Try something different.
That's what I'll do. Good advice. REA is not good for ultramodern. Okay, good. Well, this is not ultramodern. Ultramodern, I would consider 2010 plus. Would you agree? These are some big time Pujols cards that I want to sell. So
nice.
Pujols autographs, Future Watch, etc. Why not go through GMC? I don't think the car dealership will be a good one. I haven't had good success selling my cards.
I think he's saying Greg Morris cards.
Oh, gotcha.
But Greg Morris specializes in raw vintage, not graded. I mean, he does sell graded vintage, but I wouldn't do it. There's no point in consigning with an eBay seller when you have an eBay store. There's no point.
Yeah.
Just sell it. Why do you pay the buyer's premium? I've personally stayed away from auction. Well, no. That's just the cost of doing business with an auction house, Abel. And I would tell you, I just factor that in to what I'm paying. If I want to pay $1,000 for a card or $800, whatever, I make sure I know what my all-in cost is. I can do math, just add 20% to the hammer price, and that's what you're going to pay. So you just factor that in. It's not something to be afraid of or avoid auction houses because of that. It's just part of it.
Yeah. So the best part about doing live shows is seeing the side conversations that start taking place in your chat room. And there's one going on right now about tattoos in Atlantic City. This is good. I can't wait to see the result of this conversation.
I can't wait to see the tattoos that come out of that. Because we're staying not far from those yahoos, Dawn and Mr. Mangini and Lou Rock. All those dudes have a room. I think there's like 37 of them in a room.
Oh my goodness.
And have you decided if you're coming to the National yet?
I'm going to try. I'm going to try to make it.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll just be me though,
No,
not the boys.
no chitlins running around with you.
Nah, it's not exactly the best environment for that, unfortunately.
What's what's the current rate on the Ricky tax considering inflation? Do you know what that is, Ty?
No, I don't know what that is.
So Rick Probstein. So whenever you buy something,
Yeah,
if you sell a card somewhere else and on Rick's auctions, his is always going to go for more, and we call that delta the Ricky tax. I don't know what the current rate is on the Ricky tax. It's always
yeah,
been 10 to 15% that you're going to get more if you sell it through Probstein than you will anywhere else. It's weird.
yeah. What are your thoughts on PWCC selling through there?
I have a video and I'm going
Yeah.
to stick to what I said, where I will never do business with PWCC again. And
Okay.
that was 4 or
I
5
remember
years
that.
ago.
I just wanted to see if you're still feeling that same conviction.
Totally feeling that same conviction. There's so many other choices. Why deal with someone you know has been shady?
Yeah.
I mean, there was never any like actual, this is what happened. And yet there was a whole lot of smoke coming from that. Where there's smoke, right? I mean, yeah, no PWCC for me. Go Ziggy.
Ziggy coming in hot. What's
He
up,
is.
Ziggy? I know your infatuation with PWCC
His or
or,
mine,
or the lack of. No, Ziggy's.
right?
No, we all agree. We all agree. I was just curious. I wanted to make sure.
You know, it's a pretty hopping chat when people are, Frank's quoting Yoda in the chat. That's when you know.
Yeah. No, yeah. The thing with PWCC is that they're spinning up their own, platform. It's doing relatively well. It's done really well. And so, can they clean themselves up enough for people to, for some of us people that have really a sour taste with them, to go back and try them again? Or
Well,
is
the
it like, sorry?
sad truth is, people come into this hobby, they don't know the history of the hobby, and
Yeah.
most people coming in the last 2 years have no idea why they wouldn't want to do business with PWCC.
Sure.
They're just ignorant, not in I don't mean that in a negative connotation. They just don't know.
Yeah.
And so, oh
Yeah.
man,
Mm.
this should be not miss national stuff. By the way, if you're not watching this, if you're watching this later, make sure you have the live chat going, or else you won't know what we're talking about. But
Right. There's so much good stuff happening. Okay. So I'm really excited this week. The groundwork, the framework for our big event has started to shape up. This is the third annual Hobby Palooza.
Palooza.
And this year I'm really excited. First year was like, this is something new. Let's see if it works. And it worked. Second year was kind of like, okay, this is cool. It's a lot of work. But this year, a lot of things have kind of happened. And I think, and you've done a great job, Mike, of organizing this. It's already full. It's going to be 30 hours of content over the weekend. All kinds of different subjects, all kinds of different topics, all kinds of great guests. Manufacturers are giving us all kinds of product to raffle off all weekend. It's going to be great. Tell us
Yeah,
about
there are some
Hobbypalooza.
changes though. Back in 2020 when we started this idea, I remember calling you and going, "Hey, I have this idea. Let's do this hobby event. There's no national. Everybody misses each other." And I think you'll even admit this, you weren't as much into the community as you are now,
Yeah.
right? And I don't
Yeah.
think you even knew, like, no, it's serious. Like, it's a serious community. And you weren't dismissive of it. You hadn't learned and been involved in it as much. And I said, dude, this could either be awesome or terrible. And we find out that Jeff Wilson. Yeah, Jeff Wilson.
Yeah.
Are you still there or are you frozen?
Nope.
No,
I'm
you're
good.
there.
Yep.
That Jeff Wilson was running a hobby event the same week. And we ran it that year, like Thursday through Saturday, because we wanted to run it the same days as the national.
Yeah.
And that was weird, but not terrible in terms of coordinating. We didn't coordinate anything, but it wasn't intentional. It just, we're doing a hobby event. You're doing a We're doing a community event, really. You're doing a sale basically for 4 days. So it wasn't a big deal, but it was fantastic. I just loved it. Even Julie watched a lot of it. Like, she really loved it too. And then last year, like you said, do we want to do this again? Yeah, why not? And this year, for those of you that don't know, we do a lot of work for that. And not that that's a problem. Like, I don't mind doing it, but we're going to host everything a little bit differently, because we found out last year that it was kind of a cluster getting everything to work right for everybody else's streams on their channel. So we're consolidating everything. This year will be on the Bench Clear channel. All the hosts will host their own hour, but all the live streams will be on Bench Clear Media. This is the channel you'll need to be for, all things Hobbypalooza 2022, which, oh, by the way, the dates are June 24th, 25th, and 26th. Is that right?
Yep.
So like a little less than a month from now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that, Ty?
What's that?
Any thoughts on that?
No, I think it's good. Like you said, it's a lot of work, but in the end, we want to do it because it's just a great opportunity for people to get to see different content creators. And centralizing on the Bench Clear channel just made sense this year. Like, it just made perfect sense. Obviously, promote the heck out of your channels. We want you to grow your channels and your audience, but for the sake of the viewer, it's just so much easier to be in one spot. And for us to keep pointing people different directions is really difficult. And that was the feedback we got from people. Like, centralize this thing for us, please. And so I'm excited because I think it'll actually help channels grow even more using the platform we have here. So I'm really excited for that. And you've got a stellar audience, lots of new faces this year on top of a lot of faces that are familiar. This is going to be good, man. This is a good mix.
Yeah. The lineup is full, as you said. We will have a website that we'll talk about over the next few weeks on different shows and different places where we promote this event, that you can go and just see the schedule. Each hour will have its own link, so to speak, or thumbnail. I don't know what the word is. It'll have its own stream, all hosted here. So you can just come in and out. If you want to just set reminders for your favorite content creators, then you'll be able to do that.
There we go. Look at that. Feedback's already coming in. No more looking for links.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's going to be good. Some of the prizes we got already are great. I mean, we're getting with thousands of dollars of cards, sealed boxes that we're going to be raffling off through the channel. And it's just going to be good stuff, man. I can't wait. I love giving away $1,000 boxes to people.
That's pretty fun.
It's pretty
I
fun.
don't want to rip them. So
good job. Stay tuned for more details. All the schedule and everything we put up on the benchclear.us site in the next week, and you'll see everything there. So yeah, enjoy.
Yep. There's many guys actually in the chat that are going to be either directly or indirectly part of this. I think last year we had, I can look real quick because I have it literally right here. We had 42 different content creators appear on Hobbypalooza, either through their own hosting or they were guests on other channels or whatever. Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm excited.
For sure. So someone asked a question about the show, the card show that we're a part of. So up here in the Northwest, there's not many card shows. And so I was able to work with another guy and Abel. I would love for you to come. It doesn't sound like it's going to work, but July 9th in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which is about 30 minutes from Spokane, under the umbrella of Bench Clear, we'll be hosting a card show. And so some of us will be out there. Mike, I don't think you're making it. Maybe you are. We'll see. I don't know if Matt's making it, but there'll be at least a few of us. Tyson might make it down. And there's going to be, it's already full. I shouldn't say that. Of the 55 tables available, 45 of them are already full. Wow. And it's going to be hopping. So if you're interested and you're up in the Northwest, July 9th, we'll be hosting the card show. So I think there's going to be a lot of good stuff it's a lot of good bargains to find.
Aren't you doing a couple of live autograph sessions for your, like, you're signing autographs for people after the
Yeah.
chasing cardboard success?
Yeah. I am. I'm trying to figure out what the price, like the going rate is. Somewhere between like, I don't know, Jerry
Well,
Rice and Mike Tyson.
I think if you pay each person $15 to take your autograph, that's about a fair price. You get my autograph.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. That's what you do.
Yeah. So that's July 9th. Another question that just came up a few minutes ago that I think I want to hear you talk about, Mike. eBay having to authenticate slabs, and that threshold keeps getting lower and lower. I've had 5 cards sold this week that are now going to eBay authentication, and they're graded cards. I can't wait for my first one to come back and for it to be non-authentic through PSA or an SGC slab. Anybody else dealing with that? Anybody else annoyed as heck? I am just so frustrated. I have to go through this extra step for selling. It annoys me. I'm sorry. Mike, what do you think?
There's so many people that think it's great for the hobby. I think it's the dumbest thing ever, but my own personal opinion. I think it's dumb.
Yeah. What is the dollar value for that? It was 2,500. I think it's down to 1,000 now. I'm not 100% sure because it's been moving so fast.
Well, no, wait a second. Isn't PSA authenticating the slabs?
PSA is authenticating the slabs. Yeah.
And CSG is just doing the raw cards.
Correct.
Right.
Slab your slabs.
I loved there was a company that tried to start grading slabs like they were like, oh my gosh, where are we going to get to? Are you going to start grading the grading of the slabs? I mean, like, how many levels of stupidity do we need to add to this process? So, and that's another thing. If you sell on an auction house, you don't have to worry about that, Ty. If you sell your big cards on an auction house, you don't have to go through eBay authentication.
Very true. That's a good point. Like, these little things, I think, are what continues to push people away from eBay. Like, of course, the things like the IRS lowering thresholds and all that stuff push people to shows, pushes people other directions, new platforms popping up, but like eBay shooting themselves in the foot with this stuff. I don't see how this brings in new buyers.
Right. Well, I want to address Spur Cards 21. Oh, wait.
Let me rephrase that. I don't see how this brings in new sellers for eBay.
Right.
It'll probably bring in more buyers, but when you're losing sellers, bringing in more buyers isn't exactly helpful. Go ahead.
With as many frauds and fakes out there, it is needed. I don't know that I buy that as a reason. And not because I don't think there are fakes and frauds out there. I do. I'm simply saying that, caveat emptor, buyer beware. And if you buy a big card from an auction house, REA or whoever, you have recourse. You go back to them and say, hey, but they do their own due diligence in checking out before they put it up for auction.
Yeah.
So I would never buy I'm either buying a really big card, any comma card, pretty much $1,000 or more. I'm not buying it on eBay anyway. If I'm going to spend that much money, I'm either going to hold it in my hand and buy it at a show or a shop, or I'm going to buy it from an auction house where I know what's what.
Yeah. Fake news. Grading slabs. It is lower than that. John, is actually 750 while you were talking, Mike. I just looked it up. It's 750 now for slabs. And I'm guessing for raw, it's got to be down to 100. I don't know.
What about this question? I know they've answered this, but I can't remember what the answer is.
So the answer to that is that the seller is protected in that case. So that's been the seller's argument for this, is that once it gets into the authenticator's hands and it's thumbs up, you can wash your hands of it like you're 100% protected. The buyer can't return it. So there's a little bit of like, okay, if it makes it through the process, that's great. But we've just added more red tape and You and
What
I
if it
both.
never gets there?
That stinks. Yeah, that would
could be a
stink.
problem.
$250 raw. Okay, so there it is. So you're at 250 raw and you're at 750 graded. You would think that raw is probably going to get a little bit lower too.
Nice.
That is the solution to all this right there. Change the authentication process as an optional, not mandatory. I would love that because then you could run really quick analytics to say, hey, which one do my authenticated, authentication guarantee cards sell for
Authenticity
more?
guaranteed. Yeah.
Authenticity guarantee, do they sell for more than the ones I don't offer it on? And I bet you it doesn't make a world of difference.
Yeah. And at least then as an option, first of all, you wouldn't be forced to pay it as a seller.
Yeah.
And maybe then you take away some of the guarantees that the buyer has. Like you say, look, you didn't want to have us authenticate it. So now we're shifting that responsibility to you as a buyer.
Yeah.
And I think I don't hate the idea. I hate the forcing it on the hobby idea. That's what I really get a burr under my saddle about.
That's
Did
a
I just
good
say
visual.
burr under my saddle?
That's a very good visual. Thank you for that.
My saddle's a little sore. But,
didn't we say on our live stream on Chasing Cardboard earlier today that you have a saddle, a butt for radio?
I have a butt for radio. Yeah, definitely. By the way, we gave away $2,000. I say we did the live stream earlier on Chasing Cardboard channel. We gave away the $2,000 to the winner who got all the clues from all the Chasing Cardboard episodes, and he was in the chat, which was, I thought, super great that he was there.
That was cool.
Yeah,
that was cool. Yeah, that seems to be the consistency here. I don't mind the authentication for raw cards, but for TPG, it's beyond absurd.
Yeah.
Now that's an interesting take. It's gonna, yeah. Once a lawsuit hits and a slab's been graded as a fake, I mean,
yeah,
that's gonna be some fun content.
And you know it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Of course, you thought you won that contest, Lou Rock.
Lou Rock was in our first Hobbypalooza. Remember we did that game show stuff on Hobbypalooza, and Lou Rock was one of the guests on the trivia show.
That was Jeopardy, right? We did Jeopardy.
Yeah, we did.
It was like
we
screwed that up in so many ways. Like the execution of that was so bad. I felt so terrible because we had
JT.
Yes, and we created a platform for it. And Ed did a great job. Ed programmed a Jeopardy platform for us. And that'll go down as a great nostalgic memory. I wish we could create an NFT of that moment.
Right. Crazy. So what, our total sales on eBay going up or down overall?
Well, I can only speak to my own sales, and they are down about 18% in the last 3 months. I don't know. I don't necessarily sell to that specific category. I'm kind of right in between there. But the people that I talk to, JT being one of them, Nolan being another, have all said that their eBay sales have been taking a massive hit the last 3 to 6 months, like a massive hit. Some of it's due to the sports card market in general dropping.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, eBay's not doing themselves any favors.
I'll give one person or one group that's going to be on Hobbypalooza that you will not want to miss. And that is Mark and Bob, Cardboard Podcast. They are coming back. They are going to make their triumphant return to a live stream on Hobbypalooza. So you will not want to miss that.
So I've seen some rumors on social media. I've seen a couple tweets recently.
Okay.
About Panini being acquired, about it being, on the deal, but it's official and it's going to be moved into the whole Fanatics world. If that happens, what do you think? that does. What do you think Fanatics is doing and saying by acquiring Panini?
We want to rule it all. One king to rule it all. I don't necessarily like it, by the way. I think competition is good. I'm a free market kind of guy, so
Yeah.
I don't like monopolies in anything. And I mean, time will tell, but it doesn't bode well.
Yeah. Do you think that opens up the door for someone like an Upper Deck to swing
do
in
what?
and maybe
Produce? Well, they can't. I mean,
That's
unless
true. They don't
MLB,
have any
PA.
other.
Yeah, there's no licensing. They could put a silhouette of a baseball player and say that it's, you know, Trout or whatever. But even then, they're violating. Yeah. It's. I'm not excited. It doesn't give me a warm, fuzzy feeling inside, but
No.
it doesn't stop my collecting. Luckily, I collect all stuff that was printed, 50 years ago, so I don't really.
Yeah. So, question for you and for everybody watching. Do you think Fanatics is in boardroom meetings right now, the last couple of weeks, saying, gosh, dang, we overpaid so much for this? They have to be, right? I mean, they literally purchased at the height, the peak of hobby mayhem. I mean, it has gone straight downhill since they made that acquisition. They could have waited 6 months and probably got 30% knocked off that number. Are they regretting it?
Probably not yet, because I think they are so into themselves that they're going to think that they can by themselves, lift it back up and return it to its glory of 2 years ago. I think they are that egotistical, and they should be. Confidence, probably the right word. I think they are that confident in their ability to put out something that everybody's going to want. I mean, we did go with only tops from 1956 until 1980. So it's not like we haven't seen this before in the hobby.
Right.
And it was only tops, and then some, weird off-brand stuff that would be put in your hot dogs or something throughout the years. But it's not that big a deal yet. And yes, I think they are incredibly confident of their ability to do that. Don't you agree?
I do. DR, that's a really good point. All that acquisition shows me is that Fanatics never understood the card market to begin with. People who have seen all the twists and turns over decades knew it was the peak.
We called it multiple times here on this show, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, this is a great point too, and glorious. I mean, I do think what we will see is players more integrated into the sports car world. There'll be less produced and probably higher quality stuff produced. But I don't know. Have I ever felt the pain or the desire for athletes to be more involved in card collecting? I haven't. I haven't thought, man, I wish George Brett would have been more about showing me his sports cards. I never thought that.
Right. But so do you think if Fanatics, if it's all true and Fanatics owns Panini and Topps, that they will they still run all the same brands, or will they go, okay, we only need one Chrome product, we don't need one Chromium product, we don't need Chrome and Prism, or I don't know, right? What do you think they'll do?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you just two line of thoughts here. One is that's their way of getting a lot of product out there, because the reality is they have to print a lot to pay for what they to cover what they just paid. Maybe they're thinking they can print less of Prism and less of Chrome, but if they have them both combined, they have a lot of product out there. But I mean, then you're going to have this battle between, what do you collect? What's the true rookie? It's going to dilute everything else if you print Prism and Topps Chrome. So yeah, that's going to be a conundrum that they're going to have to really think through. Because
I can
collectors are
guarantee you one thing is going to come out of all of this, and nobody's talking about this yet. They're all talking about overprinting. The price of product is going to go up a lot once Fanatics takes over.
Yeah.
Is that a call you need to take, by the way? Do I need to let you go?
One sec. Take that.
Okay. So anyway, I see price. I'd love to hear what you guys think. To me, the only way this works for them is by raising prices. And you've already kind of seen that in retail over the last 6 months. Like when I went, I looked at a bunch of stuff. I did a short on my baseball collector channel where I saw there was just retail, all the retail you could want, everything you could ever want. I did a quick scan. There was everything was on the shelves, and like a blaster was $34.95 for a blaster of a Panini product. I'm like, wow, so much for $20 blasters. You know, I know inflation's a bitch, but
Hey, watch the language here.
oh, how about inflation sucks?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael Rubin just called, and he wants to have a conference call between you and I real quick.
Well, he's asked to be on the show, and we've turned him down because he doesn't want us to ask him questions because it will not be good. It would not be good. Yeah. Josh Luber called too. He called me on my phone. So you were getting Rubin, I was getting Luber. So
Luber. I get the sense that Luber's not liked in the hobby.
Well, he's not doing himself any favors now, is he?
Well, okay.
You know, if he just came on this show, he would be instantly street cred with the hobby. But no, he goes on, you know, backyard, barnyard freak breaks or whatever. And I don't know.
What is the over under that Josh Luber is there in 4 months? End of the summer. Would you take the?
He will not make it to the national.
Whoa. I was gonna say the under as well. I don't think he's gonna make it through the summer, but I guess it's almost the end of the summer.
Well, we're just starting the summer. It's Memorial Day, for crying out loud. So
yeah.
But he is not gonna make it. I think he's just got in way over his head.
Huh. Okay. So we're predicting that now.
What was his? Yeah, because we're good at predicting things, by the way.
Yeah, I can't even read Ron Fig's comment. We can't post Ron Fig's comment. Sorry. Jeez.
Tell me remind everyone what Josh Luber's or his job was before he took over at Fanatics.
Well, he ran StockX, right? He ran the company StockX. Okay.
A startup card company, right? I mean,
not a card company.
It's not like a selling platform.
Yeah, sneakers. He was selling sneakers. And they just added the element of sports cards a year before. Right? And he talked about how he was brought back in his infatuation with sports cards because of nostalgia and all that stuff. Not a thoroughbred, not a purebred hobby guy, which maybe is not a bad thing. But I think you're starting to see it crack at the seams.
We're going to start a campaign, right? If this happens, you heard it here first. Eric, those back pages, CEO of Fanatics Sports Cards. That's my pitch. That's who I would make the CEO right now. Eric can run it, and he would just give away all the cards. That they would be not liking him very much. But
Hobbypalooza 2022 would be one heck of a hit if that happened.
Oh my gosh. No doubt. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with him.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe that's what I was trying to say. Eric in 2024. We might need to make some shirts and bring those to the national. Eric in 2024.
No, 22. We want him to be, he'll be the next president of sports card division of Fanatics or whatever it is. Yeah, I think we should do that.
We're at 99 folks in the room. Can you guys hit the like button so we can get to 100? Let's get the triple digits. Come on, let's get 100 people in here.
We're only at 19 likes. There's 98 people and we have 19 likes.
Come on, guys. If we're going to campaign for Eric, we need more likes.
Hell, just hit a button. I don't hit the dislike if you don't like what we're saying. I don't care. Hit a thumb. Pick a thumb. I don't care. Up or down.
As a sneakerhead, Luber should have previewed a future line of memorabilia cards with shoe pieces in them. He just seems like he knows shoes, but not cards, in my opinion.
You know what I will say I'm surprised about, especially since they've already acquired Topps. There has been no mock-ups of here's what we're going to do. Like nothing. Right? Yeah. A lot of us are on the fence. Thanks, Vince. Hey, at least Vince is honest. I like his honesty.
Yeah. Abel's right about that, though. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Don't you wish we have? I mean, they haven't even said anything to get us excited, like in terms of what this might mean for the hobby, and to see, like, here's some mock-ups, here's some cards that, here's what we're thinking. Nothing. It's been crickets. I mean, let's throw this out there. We've tried to get a hold of Topps to be associated with Hobbypalooza like they have the last 2 years. It's been crickets, right? Have we heard anything?
No.
Or do you want to tell me off the air? I know we've reached out, right?
Yeah.
Nothing. And so again, not a good look, right? If you want to ingratiate yourself to your audience, get out there, do some stuff, and it's nothing. Yeah.
I don't know what this ping pong thing everyone's talking about is. Have you seen Bruce Lee play ping pong? Is that a new commercial that I missed?
I have no idea.
Huh. Yeah. No, that's a really good point though too. He was selling used sneakers. He created a platform. It's not like he created something out of nothing. He was literally just providing a platform. Wasn't distributing new product. Yeah.
Eric, those back pages, President Fanatics. That's all I'm going to say.
What would be the first thing he would do as CEO of the company? This is fun talking about Eric behind his back, by the way. This is good.
It is. He's not here to defend himself. We're only giving him compliments, by the way.
Very true.
He's one of my favorite people in the hobby. But
what role would he promote you to?
Well, I would be chief janitor. I would keep the floors squeaky clean in the building. That would be my job. And toilets. I would take care of the toilets. I would be assigned.
That's the first thing he would say. Hello, friends.
Mike is cleaning all the toilets today. I'll be like, yep, that's my job. Oh, I've joined late. Have you announced the next interview with Nolan? That's a great question, Patrick. Good question.
No, Nolan and I are working on it. I'll get it scheduled here shortly.
Which kid just came in?
Yeah, you want to see? You want to say hi?
Is that Amira?
That's
hey,
Amira.
Hi, Amira.
Can you say hi? Okay.
And yes, guys, she is just as cute in person as she is on YouTube. So.
Yeah, she is. And I just got a whiff of something coming out of that diaper.
That's May. Amira's coming.
Okay, you cannot say that word.
Hey, Casey.
YouTube. Hi.
There's another kid.
That's Casey.
Hi.
All right, now you're stealing all the attention.
I miss you, Casey. That's weird. Kind of. What'd she say?
Right. She said, "I miss you too."
You miss Julie. I know the truth. It's okay.
No.
She said her fingers are crossed though. So. Can you take her out? Yeah.
You have a great family.
Ooh, now that's one, right? That's the primetime interview. Nolan, I'll work on that.
I'll
work on that. Yeah. We got Sue's coming on Friday night too. That'll be a fun one.
Yeah, she's leading it off. She's the leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
We will be doing a kickoff show, which I will not be at because I'll be flying back from New York City. I'm going to be hanging out with Silver Jackify. We're going to a Yankees game. So I won't be there. You'll have to be. Can you do that on your own? Like, are you capable? I don't know.
Yeah, I think we'll be good.
Probably
I'll bring
better.
in some of the big hitters. Lou Rock, you'll be getting a text from me.
Hey, we're at 104 people. Do we have 100 likes yet? No, half.
Wife
50.
panel 2.0.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We've
all
actually
right.
been talking about that. So
we've been working on something. What else you want to talk about?
I don't know. We've already gone 50% longer than our normal on the fly episode. So
yeah. I agree with that statement, Patrick. Nolan seemed a little drained in his last PSA video. Jeff Wilson would be a perfect fit for Fanatics. I wouldn't be surprised if he's already in that conversation. I don't know if that was sarcasm or not, but I do think Jeff is a pretty visionary dude. I think he'd probably do a good job. Questions from the audience. Yeah, throw out your questions. I got at least a good 20 minutes if you want to hang around.
Sure. I'll be sleeping on the couch, but that's great. Let's go 15 more minutes.
15 minutes. Questions. Throw them. Good evening, everyone.
They're rolling in. They're rolling in.
What do likes do for YouTube? On a live stream, when you like something, YouTube throws it on people's feed more. So they'll give you more impressions on a live stream.
That's true of any video, actually, but
it is. Yeah, very true. But it really snowballs quickly when you start liking live streams.
Look what John's asking for. Where's Norman? So John said Norman, because a lot of times when I'm on a widescreen, Norman will be over here when I'm shooting a video, and he's sitting there, and he says he's my Johnny Carson. And who was Johnny Carson? I just went blank, totally blank. Ed or God. That's what you get when you go live.
Next question. Are gas prices affecting your chasing cardboard? They are starting to really play into the equation. I mean, really. We had a stat on earlier today where we had driven, what was the actual number? 2,100 miles for the first 3 episodes combined. I mean, we're talking thousands of dollars in gas. It's starting to make a big deal. A big impact. It's a good thing I have a good CPA, Frank, who helps.
How about this? The age-old question: would you rather fight 10 Aaron Judge-sized Jose Altuve's or 100 Jose Altuve-sized Aaron Judges?
Totally. Omar, Retro Hoops, one of my favorite guys. We will get him. I will get him to be a part of. He has a session, doesn't he?
He is going to be on Hobbypalooza. He is hosting this year for the first time on Hobbypalooza.
Yeah. Do you think value modern tier for PSA will open anytime in 2022?
No.
Yeah, you and I
would
agree.
say no.
Yep.
Ed McMahon. Thank you, John. No, Grant. That's the easiest question I can answer tonight. It'll never happen.
Yeah. Thoughts on BGS bringing back economy? Irrelevant.
Who cares?
I think BGS is done.
Prospecting, yay or nay? Or yeah or nah? And the answer is nah.
For you, yeah. Right now, it's really hard to prospect because it's so hard.
I do prospect. I'm prospecting who's going to get in the Hall of Fame, and you're prospecting Bobby Witt. He's done well though.
He's been the hottest hitter in baseball the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's living up to it. What do you think about the rest of the rookie class so far? Like
Julio Rodriguez looks good. Rodriguez looks good. Franco's cooled off considerably.
I think Rodriguez strikes out too much, but
he's batting 280 now. Pretty good.
Wow, we are really getting some great questions.
We are. I'm trying to go scroll through this here. So they need to have that. So it's funny. I got an SGC submission order back. Well, I got a notification. Hey, your order's done on Saturday. Had all my images zipped up on the drive, already assigned to my cards in my order, and I don't even get the cards until Wednesday. They're continuing to exceed my expectations with how well oiled that machine is. So impressed. PSA needs to step it up with that stuff.
What about?
That's coming soon. Clearance blasters are coming in the next few weeks.
I think it'll take longer, but I do think it's coming. I think it's 2 months away. Into the summer, you'll start seeing clearance. I hope it's the last national held in AC.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, we're both clicking them. That's a good question, Mike. What are your thoughts on the hobby hitting rock bottom? Do you think we'll continue to fall more?
I wish I knew.
What's your gut say? What's your gut say to that?
We're not even close.
If you were to peg a percentage, like you like pegging the S&P because that's what you do for a career. And let's say we were at 10,000 on the hobby. It's dropped 60%. We're at 4,000 on the sports cards S&P. Where do we go from there?
There's so many segments, right? I think ultra modern has a lot farther to go down than vintage. But I think ultra modern, it's also on a card by. You can't just say a blanket statement like that about the hobby. It's not fair, nor would it be accurate. So, ultra modern 50% more down. Vintage 15 to 20% more down.
Okay. So my thought on that is ultra modern probably doesn't have a lot further to go.
Why?
Because you're already seeing PSA 10 cards of players sell for lower than it costs to grade a card. It can't go much lower.
Okay.
So I think you're at a point there. But what I do see falling and where I feel like the fat is so like there's such a gap between everything here and all the super high end stuff. I think you see the super high end stuff get shaved like 50% in the next 5-6 months.
Really?
Yeah. Things like
it's already
Jordan
been
rookies,
down. Yeah. What's a PSA 10 Jordan rookie going for now?
Down big, right? It's down 30% ish. I think it continues to fall. Like the big money can't keep spending on cards. There's not enough of those buyers, and it's just going to slowly fall back into that normal territory. I think that's where we see and when that happens, the whole market falls, right? It just does. But low end stuff, mid tier stuff.
Okay, I got my kid.
There he is.
There you go, John. John got to meet Norman.
So I think we have a 30 to 50% on the ultra high end stuff, and only 15 to 20% on everything else. My thoughts.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think the great timing of the national is going to be you're going to see some deals. I think.
Yeah.
It's been long enough, months and months. People are going to be like, okay, I need to turn over this inventory. I think.
Johnny, we'll work on that. We'll see how this goes in Coeur d'Alene. If we need to get one down in Boise, I'll try to help work on that. Missoula National. What's up, Dan?
Wouldn't bother me.
Here's a good one. Favorite year of Topps. I didn't even think twice about this one.
1960.
93 for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I love that simple design. I love the Topps gold, black gold. Basketball and baseball they were both great. I don't know.
53, 71, 50s, all great years. No, it's like trying to pick your favorite child, which we all have them. Look, we all have our favorite children, but no. PSA will, I think, settle at $25, and that's where they're going to live for a long time. Let me ask you this, Ty. What do you think grading on site at the National is going to cost?
$75 a card.
Can I show you some cards I'm thinking about grading at the National? Let's see what everybody thinks. I haven't even shown these to anyone other than like you know what I'm about to show you. But so I already have this card, but I picked, this is a Chasing Cardboard pickup that y'all haven't seen yet. Are you kidding me? That's a 53 Bowman color wreath, and it's beautiful.
That looks really good.
That's going to replace the one in my collection when I get it graded. I got a 34 Gaudy Lou Gehrig. This is going to grade a 1. Like, it may even get an authentic. Like, it's pretty dumpster fire, but it's fantastic. And then T206 Walter Johnson color or portrait, which will probably be a 2. Probably a 2, maybe a 2.5.
Okay.
Are those
do you
worth
guys
grading at the National?
Yes, those are worth grading. I'm sure we're going to see some videos on that. You don't collect hockey. I don't collect hockey. Are we entering Junk Wax Era 2.0? It's already
Slab
there.
era. Junk Slab era.
Junk Slab, Junk Wax. It's all there. Have you made any changes to what you do with monies you make selling cards? Yeah, so I have a process of where I put half of it back into sports cards and half of it goes into not an IRA. I should put it in an IRA, but I put it into a stock account. So, and then I call up Mike and say, hey, what should I buy today? And he tells me.
Is that a silver or base on the wreath? It's a paper. No chrome wreaths. Yeah.
What holds up long term? What 3 guys would you pick right now to hold up long term?
Like what current players hold up long term?
Let's say any 3 players. Maybe mix it up. Maybe go 1 modern, 1 currently playing, 1 vintage.
I think like with time, Pujols' career is going to be well more like right now, you know, he's kind of at the end. I think Pujols is one of those guys that we look back at this era and say he was one of the best for current players. If I was to say, I think Willie Mays stuff is going to be really good for a long time. Yeah. And I mean, you can never go wrong with Ruth or Cobb or Walter Johnson or Lou Gehrig. I mean, give me a break. Those are all good.
Yeah. I just wrote down 5 names that came to mind really quick. I mean, Jackie Robinson for vintage is like, I think that name will always be at this upper tier level, and it's only going to continue to be like enshrined in greatness for so many more reasons than just baseball, right? Like that's the thing about that. Who else was 1? King Griffey Jr. for the love. He's still underpriced if you ask me.
I agree.
Tom Brady and Barry Sanders.
Is that a T206 first kaboom, Walter Johnson? First off the line.
First off the line. Mays, Mantle, Aaron. Clemente, Mantle, Mays. Mantle, Cobb, Mantle. Aaron Rodgers, rookie. I mean, Hank Aaron, rookie. Ooh, Abel. Well, will Trout always be a buy, or could there be a sell in his cards? This year should be like all the evidence you need. Mike Trout is always going to be a buy.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yeah, he has totally shut everyone up who said he was done. Like, which I wasn't. Talent is amazing. He needs to stay healthy, no doubt. But the dude can hit. Forget about it. And so,
no doubt.
Yeah,
no doubt. Daniel, good one. Ichiro, that's a very good one, especially when he gets elected. What is that? 2024. I mean, no doubt, first ballot. So, although people I think overvalue like them getting elected to the Hall of Fame, I think we've talked about this before. It doesn't do as much to the cards as you think. Graded 51 Mantle.
No, I found mine outside the internet. Go to a card show. They're everywhere. There's plenty of them. They're just expensive. That's still a card. And this isn't because I own one. I just think it's the reason I bought one, because I thought it was incredibly undervalued. It's for what it is. And because everybody's so enthralled with the 52 tops, which is a great card, no doubt, but it's not his rookie. That one is, and the fact that it's so much lower than the 52 tops always befuddled me.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Ichiro will be unanimous. Nope. I don't. He should, but he won't.
Really?
I don't think we'll see another if Jeter couldn't get in the next year unanimously.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, give me a break. Rivera gets in unanimously, and they're like, "Oh my gosh!" Then I thought we were going to start seeing this. Like, if a guy's a no-brainer, then he should be a no-brainer to everyone. He should be 100%. If Rivera got it, nope, that's been proven not to be true. And
yeah,
I just think that just won't happen again.
Agreed. DR says, Ty, have you noticed that guys like Aaron Rodgers don't have a lot of autograph cards out there? Yes, I have noticed that. Some of the greats like him, and that's actually why one of my top 4 or 5 cards that I want to get is either a Bowman Chrome autograph rookie of Rodgers or a SP Authentic autograph rookie of Rodgers, because he has such a limited supply of autographs. I love that some of these guys that are they know they're the best. They don't have to sign, right? They know that they don't have to sign.
Right.
Yeah.
Here we go. If Jeter can't get in 100%, neither will Ichiro and Pujols. Actually, I would tell you, and it's not even close, Ichiro and Pujols had better baseball careers than Jeter. Jeter won a lot of championships, which I guess is the name of the game. But the reality is, if you especially Pujols, give me a break.
Yeah.
Way better career than Jeter.
Yeah.
So I don't remember how many batting titles Jeter won. I don't think he won any. He didn't lead the league in anything. Let me look.
Dan doing the numbers here for us. 240,000 now for the 86 Jordan. That is an unreal fall. Go ahead. Finish your Jeter thoughts.
Jeter never won a batting title. He led the league in hits a couple of years. That's because he had 800 at bats or whatever. I mean,
yeah, we're kind of split here in the audience. Some of us think that it's a unanimous decision for Ichiro. I think it's unanimous.
I hope he does. I have no problem.
Yeah.
With him getting unanimous. I think it's smart.
Elbow Sausage from Arlington. That's a cool name. I like that.
We've met several times at shows.
Nice. Nice. All right. I like how we're ending this at the peak viewer count here.
Well, got to leave them wanting more, right?
I'm getting texts from my wife here. Hey, it's time for dinner. We have to go meet this couple. So I got to.
Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for coming. If you're just getting here now, you can go back and watch it from the beginning. We won't be mad at you.
Let's do this live stuff again soon. I like this.
I like it too. Hopefully you guys liked it. And hit the like button before you leave the room, please.
Yeah, sorry. We'll do this again. Maybe next week we'll go live again. We'll talk a little bit more about Palooza. Some other fun stuff.
All right. Hey man, have a great dinner.
See you guys.